All right, we're here, folks. No more ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to make your decisions right now. And I'm starting to have one little bit of, oh God, I might have made a huge mistake, Kerrane, that I'm actually trying to actively correct. I think I have about 80 more of these DraftKings playoff best ball drafts to do. Shout out to our friends at DraftKings for sponsoring us this week. I think I'm just very light on JSN. I just think I'm for the team that is literally the favorite to win the Super Bowl. I think I'm a little light, and I'm really going to try and correct that.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's tough. You'll probably be IK being the sidekick a little bit to get more JSN because
that's what I've been doing this morning is just a smidgen of IKB to get a little bit more of JSN.
Which I think if you're doing that, you're kind of saying two things. One, you're saying I really believe that the Seahawks can win the Super Bowl or make the Super Bowl, more importantly, for this tournament. Which is interesting because you have traditionally not been someone on that train, so I want to get your thoughts on that. But
it's just purely the math being like, bro, just stop being fucking stupid, man. Just stop being stupid. This is the team that is favored to win the Super Bowl. You're not that much smarter than the market.
So they have a 36% chance to make the Super Bowl, which means about 2-1. We're likely in a universe where a couple weeks from now you're going to be going, yeah, great job, Davis. Make sure to jam Sam Darnold's team to go to the Super Bowl.
I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
You're gonna be there's a 2-1 chance that you're gonna hate this decision, but I totally get where you're coming from. The Seahawks do have the best odds of any team to make the Super Bowl.
It's just if you're gonna draft 450, 500 playoff best ball teams and to have JSN on 50 of those or whatever, it's a mistake. It's a mistake.
The other thing that you're saying, I think, compared to the sidekick, is you're going, I'm okay accepting a lower advance rate in round one than might be strictly optimal because I really want to get these JSN teams in my portfolio. And so that's where that's the other part of the IKB. You're taking
so I'm curious. I'm curious your thought on this. I find this to be an easier year to draft advance rate pieces than ever. So it feels actually, and wow, we're actually going to get it.
Should we take Allen, right?
Should you take James Cook first, though?
I think we should take Allen because we could get JSN.
We could get JSN coming around,
right? And it's a little easier.
So in particular with the way it's structured with the Packers and with the Bears, to me, it feels like you can get advance rate pieces, guys that you expect to score decent fantasy points, right? The Packers guys and the Bears guys that also can get to the Super Bowl. I mean, you don't feel great about the Packers and the Bears making the Super Bowl, but I don't think either of them are dead. Like, I think the Steelers and the Chargers are basically dead to get to the Super Bowl, but I don't think the Packers and the Bears are. Wow, look at this, brother.
Wow. Let's go. These are always so nice, man. I'm always very happy to add these to the portfolio.
Yeah, you're my good luck charm here.
That's right.
Yeah, they're the guys. They're at Legendary Upside Industries. They are deep in the weeds of the playoff stuff right now. So we are being
stuff,
we're being guided now. No, you thought I was going to say something disparaging to you, Kerrane.
Well, it's not disparaging. I mean, I enjoy luck. Luck is quite good.
This I've made no effort to do this on tracking sharing of playoff drafts. It's just one of those things that I guess can you even on Underdog, can you even label the
Here's what I'm doing. Because I did a bunch. I had a bunch of we did like a winner circle pod on Leg Up and we had people on as guests and stuff. If I remember, I'll label them, but then I forget usually, and then I do other drafts and I'm not sure which ones are which. So if I get a team to the gauntlet final and it's cooking, I'm gonna go back and watch some YouTube streams and see if I notice that team being formed. But that's when I'll figure it out.
How about this? I will just do if I win the DraftKings Millie, I will do a giveaway for YouTube subscribers and Sidekick subscribers. So I'll do if I win the DK Millie, I'll give away $500 to someone on YouTube. and I'll give away $500 to someone.
Right, but what about my equity? Do I get equity in this team or not?
That's very good for that's good for your sidekick equity.
I'd rather just have the money.
Okay, all right. I'll lock it away. I'll lock it away. Now in this spot where we have Allen and Cook, I don't love taking Henderson here. I prefer Devonta. What are your thoughts?
I'm fine with Devonta, and they're both good picks.
I know why it wants me to take Henderson. I get it. He's like a really good advance rate piece, and we are going to build in some there because I think what it's saying is, well, you have the Packers and the Bears stuff available to you later, and you might want to open yourself up another avenue.
It's saying that. It's also saying you're potentially going to be building. At this point, I think we take Henderson.
I think we just take him. Yeah, round 4 Henderson.
It's like you're about to build a Bills team, which includes, it's probably going to have like Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid and some ungodly Bills receivers.
You're gonna have no fantasy points into the Super Bowl.
You're about to devote 6 roster spots to a team where you already have all of the fantasy points covered on that team with the 2 roster spots you just did. You're about to add 4 dead roster spots to this team.
You're about to add 4 Ty Johnsons, like for just.
So, would you be interested in Travion Henderson potentially going off in a couple games?
Yeah. Kerrane, now I think this is because you're the person who I've talked about playoff best ball with the most. We've been doing this for a long time, doing these shows together. We used to just kind of deride advance rate pieces, like advance rate. And then now it just is interesting. Turns out the Sims like it when you don't like eliminate your chance to make any money.
They do like when you draft. Yeah, they so, we ran these Sims. They said not to eliminate yourself in round 1 every time. Interesting. No, but it's not as much the pure advance rate stuff. Here we are with like you said, the Packers and the Bears.
I think we just take Kincaid here.
Okay.
Sure. I think I know what it's doing, but I think those guys are going to be available later. And when I take Josh, I want to kind of be like, here's overweight on Kincaid there.
And here's the other thing that the sidekick might be doing. Okay, let's make this pick, and I'll kind of
let's do Jacobs.
Jacobs, sure. So you have the full Bears and the full Packers, and the Bears and the Packers are 10%. Per FanDuel odds that I pulled like 2 days ago. The Bears are like 10% and the Packers are 9% to make the Super Bowl. And then the Bills are 17%. So you're not like if you pivot to the Bears or the Packers and just build a full Packers Super Bowl, right? You still get the equity of Josh Allen and James Cook getting there, but you have this other out that's like
you have this other out.
It's not even half as less. They have more than half the chance to get there that the Bills do. So the sidekick's kind of interested in that. But if you are not interested in that, one way to kind of steer it back to the Bills is to take Kincaid, because you're saying no, we want Kincaid on this team because this is a Bills Super Bowl team. So you're sort of moving the sidekick back to playing it through the Bills. Now this is right here. We are looking at pure advance rate. This is something we would not have done last year. Take Luther Burden and DeAndre Swift here.
No, like last year, I think in this spot last year, I would have been like, oh well, you got to just take like Hampton, right? Because at least theoretically the Chargers. And he goes anyways. But I would have just been like, okay, I'm taking any AFC guy. And I know because I can stay in touch with that part of my brain because I still draft some of these on my phone where I don't have the sidekick. And I do just revert to like total 2023, like playoff best ball brain.
Let's see if Swift going change. No, it doesn't change it.
I thought it would. So we could do Burden or Loveland. Do you have a preference?
I think we go Burden because we have Devontae Smith as our only wide receiver.
That's right. That's right.
And we're probably going to end up with like Bills wide receivers.
Yeah,
which as we discussed is not good.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is making an appearance on this team probably.
Right. And Kincaid has a lava lamp in his knee. So So Loveland still makes sense.
Yeah, I thought this guy might pivot to taking the Bears, but I think Colson Loveland is still going to be up here at the top, assuming this guy does not take him.
So we're guaranteed to lose Josh Jacobs or Luther Burden. But we're also guaranteed to have Josh Jacobs or Luther Burden.
One of the two. Yeah.
And so that's like the spot where, like, willy-nilly taking pieces that score points in round one is bad. It still is bad. But doing some things where you're building through the Bills, the Bills just straight up don't have wide receivers. And so you're kind of like trying to fill points in the flex and at wide receiver through non-Bills and guaranteeing yourself a high-scoring piece in Jacobs or a really important wide receiver in Burden. It probably makes more sense than it feels like it does, you know?
What are you guys doing with Pearsall with this knee injury? Sounds like he might not be able to play this week. I'd probably bet on him not playing.
We have some injury risk baked in for him now.
Yeah. Which honestly, I don't think it changes the situation of drafting Pearsall that much, because Pearsall doesn't project that well as an advance rate piece to begin with. You mostly want him for the Super Bowl, right? You mostly want him for like he's kind of just like, what was that, 3 Super Bowls ago where Jawan Jennings was in the optimal? I mean, that is basically what you're doing.
Right. He's mostly, and I'm tending to only take Pearsall when I'm building through the 49ers. So he is tied to those teams where the 49ers are playing.
Correct.
Ideally, the whole, they're playing in February. So.
All right. So Caleb is up here. So we've now actually built in a secondary stack. And so we have a Bears-Bills Super Bowl completed. We also, I was going to say, I wonder if it didn't, but I was wondering if the sidekick would bring up another AFC team here, if the sidekick would start to give me Steelers or start to give me Chargers at this point once we have the 3 Bears, because sometimes it does that.
Well, this is a fork in the road a little bit, because if you take Odunze, then it might. But if you take Cooks or Palmer or any of these other Bills shooters, you're kind of saying, I want to fill out a Bills Super Bowl on its own.
It is a fork in the road, and I want to fill out the Bills, because let me tell you, the only way that you could be tilted by Chess Liam Bills tweets is if you are not also benefiting from this in playoff best ball. If you don't have a relatively decent sized bag of Bill shitters and you just watch them march to the Super Bowl and you have to log on to the internet every day and see Liam dunking on you, the only way to take the edge off of that pain is to have some Brandon Cooks and Dawson Knox and Josh Palmer.
I really want the Bills to lose in round 1.
I honestly, I mean, it's better for my bags because I have more Jaguars than I do Bills, but I mean, look, good for Josh Allen. You know, I mean, this is like the best chance he's ever going to get. No Lamar, no Mahomes in the postseason.
Look, if the Bills don't lose in round 1 and Drake May doesn't win the Super Bowl, then I'd be happy for the Bills to win the Super Bowl. I want them to lose in round 1 so that they fire McDermott. And this is like your own, as a Bills fan, maybe think about it. This is probably your
honestly
last
think
chance
about it
to get rid of McDermott.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is probably it. So,
well, there's a lot of chances.
Your last chance with prime Josh Allen.
Yeah. What they should do, I mean, is Brady going to start getting is Brady going to start getting head coaching interviews?
God. It's just like the Cliff Kingsbury head coaching thing where they might fire him, but also he might be a head coach somehow. Do you want to keep building through Bills?
This is like, because I want to. I do want to take Palmer, because I don't like to do what I don't like to do is we've got 3 Packers.
Well, what it's
Bears.
saying is you're now saying like one of Packers and Bears wins round 1, so now you need them that team to then win 2 more games and face.
So once we took Palmer, it put Monungai back up, because then now that gives us just like a nutted like we have I guess we don't have Shakir, but we have a very good Bills Bears Super Bowl.
Well, what Palmer unlocks is Bills Eagles,
Yes.
Bills Packers, because Jacobs hits the flex now.
Yes.
Now that's a Bills Super Bowl with Brandon Cooks and Josh Palmer at receiver, which is kind of why it was probably what the choice there was sort of like, hey, do you want to play this through like Bills Packers, but you get Jaden Reed or Romeo Dobbs, or do you want to play this through Bills Packers and Bills Eagles, but you show up with Josh Palmer? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you do get one more Super Bowl,
right,
if you go Palmer, but that Super Bowl includes Josh Palmer as one of your pieces. So
hand on shoulder.
Not so good. But do you want to play it more through the Packers specifically? I don't mind playing through Palmer because I like to keep that Eagles one live. But you're showing up to an Eagles Super Bowl and you don't have AJ Brown, you don't have Saquon Barkley. So
yeah. I mean, just the whole parsing of figuring out what the Super Bowl projection is going to be. It's just like it's obviously very hard to do, you know.
Yeah.
It's particularly hard to do with the Bills because they keep changing. It's like, oh, Keon Coleman is inactive. Oh, nope, Keon Coleman is not inactive. And Brandon Cooks is here and Gabe Davis is here. And we just waived Elijah Moore, and then Curtis Samuel's a healthy scratch, and now Curtis Samuel's like, it's just, man. The internet commenters were right about the job that Brandon Beane had done.
Well, not all of them. I remember I can't remember who it was from, but someone was saying, what if Keon Coleman goes for 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns?
What if he goes for 10 touchdowns in the postseason? This is honestly, I don't even know if you can answer this question. The Bills' best 5 wide receivers, I got no clue, man.
Well, look at this dude's avatar. It's perfect. It's him shrugging. Did you do that just for that question?
I would say, I mean, realistically, Keon is one of them, but I think they just think he's like a dunce. I think they're just like, dude, we hate you.
Keon, yeah, I mean, clearly. Do you think they're like, dude, I don't even think he's funny. I don't even think he's funny.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, they're like, dude, actually, like, you can only do the bit. Like, you can only be like the funny, happy-go-lucky guy in the wide receiver room if you're good. If you like, Mac Hollins is allowed to be Mac Hollins because he like shows up, does his job, blocks really well.
Mac Hollins is sort of enigmatic. He's not like actively funny. Like, he's funny in a way where you're like, are you doing a bit? Oh, you're not doing a bit.
Are you ha ha? Are you funny like a clown? Is he ha ha funny?
Yeah. What am I, funny like a clown? Yeah. But Keon Coleman kind of is funny like a clown. Like, he's
kinda
doing
funny
bits.
like a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hit, you know, if you're not showing up to me. I mean, you can't be funny, right? Keon, it's like he's not even that good of a comedian because he's missing his gigs, right? He's showing up, he's missing the meetings. These are important reps for you to get in, crack up your teammates.
All right. I just have not done very many of these. I'm gonna nudge the sidekick and we're gonna do JSN here.
Okay.
I just have not. I honestly don't even really know what it will look like because I just have not done that many first round JSN teams there. It just feels like, honestly, to me, the way I feel about, I guess, you know, the one team that really looked at this season appropriately and then responded was the team that ended up not making the postseason because Daniel Jones tore his Achilles. But like the Broncos, the Jags, all these teams, they should have been super aggressive at the trade deadline. Adding. Do you want to take Drake May?
Sure.
Yeah, I thought that would be an easy sell.
Now, where this gets tricky is we're going to need to fill out wide receiver points in round 1, right? Not from JSN, obviously won't give us any.
DK Metcalf in our future, I think.
DK Metcalf's probably in our future. And this is a thing where we talk about the advance rate stuff. It's more like situational, where it's like, hey, if I've done like these 4 things, now can I take advance rate pieces? Mm-hmm. And the answer is yes, actually, you can. Mm-hmm. But you have to know what the 4 things are, and that's where the Sims help us, you know.
Yeah. Like Tedderoy McMillan, good advance rate guy, obviously. Metcalf. Gainwell and Warren. Yeah. Gainwell and Warren can like each get 17 in a loss.
This
the Jags added Myers and they traded for a corner, but the Colts traded 2 firsts for an elite corner. Like imagine if
good thing they did too.
Well,
I mean, the Jags nailed it. They didn't trade away.
But imagine if the Jags had Sauce Gardner instead of whatever they did, and this was
instead of Travis Hunter.
It's so dark. I'm not even ready to go there yet.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Do you think? Here's my Travis Hunter take. Do you think they just have him focus on corner next year?
That's like Hayden brought that point up. It's like Myers is cooking, Parker Washington's cooking.
Well, no, he's not a free agent. He's
not a free agent.
Yeah, he's back.
Now
Travis Hunter might be a corner now.
So Nico is showing up because he's a big advancer. Okay, he went. I actually think, unironically, our team is better off this way than wasting that because we should be able to get Diggs and Henderson now.
Let's try it. Diggs definitely helps quite a bit because, like I said, wide receiver points are going to be tricky.
Yeah. Like if we take Nico there, we are looking at a Super Bowl of May, Nico, maybe Ramondre, maybe Hunter Henry. But now we should be able to get May, Diggs, Henderson, Henry, Ramondre.
Yeah, man.
With a couple good AFC pieces.
This is a fun team. I enjoy these teams quite a bit. You wouldn't believe it. I'm pretty lukewarm on the Pats, but I do like these teams. Very
lukewarm. Yeah, famously lukewarm.
So there's a good question here. It was where? Okay, so Michael Hodson up here at 10:50 a.m. If you're looking for it, says what combo of realistic first-round game results throw playoff best ball into the most chaos? Bills losing would be one, right? Because Allen and Cook were first-round picks, so that I think that's clearly one of them. I think Eagles losing throws things into chaos because there's so many Eagles teams.
All those Eagles teams, those Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert teams. I mean that crushes.
But specific in both of those cases, I would say not just Eagles and Bills losing, but like putting up points, like losing in a shootout would cause a ton of chaos because now Allen and Cook become these like advance rate pieces, but most people didn't build with them like that. They build with them as Super Bowl pieces.
Do you think Ramondre or Henry is more important here?
If we lose one of them, I'm more sick about losing Henry.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Henry feels more important. And I don't think this guy is probably marginally more likely to take Ramondre than he is to take Goddard, but Henry then changes the whole structure of the team. And
Henry, we got to go looking for. It means we're doing AJ Barner and like
Austin
Brenton Strange or Dalton Schultz or. Well, no, I was saying we were going to play specifically for the Seattle Super Bowl, which I don't know what we want to do. It just locks you more into the other side. You could go Hooper, but anyway, we get Ramondre anyway. Wow, look at this team, Davis.
Yeah, so this is a sick team, and like not taking Nico was the like had Nico been available here, I still think it was better to take Diggs because then we've made our advance rate better, but we have significantly decreased our Super Bowl odds.
Well, it's better. It's significantly better to take Diggs over Nico if the Patriots make the Super Bowl. But if it's the Texans, and the Texans have like an 18% chance to make the Super Bowl, and the Patriots are at 19, so they have the same odds of making the Super Bowl per the futures. So if you think about this build's awesome and I love it. another version of this team has Nico, some Patriots pieces, and then all the Texans, and you're actually playing for Seahawks Texans instead of Seahawks Patriots.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And now we're able to build, because we have a reasonable projection team. We are actually able to build a Seahawks team. Like we
sidekick endorsing Seahawks is always fun. It feels like it's like getting a gold star. You've done enough.
Wow. First time Shady has ever like really approved of my work here. First time Shady, instead of being like, just fucking take DK Metcalf and just get your money back.
Dude, this team's dead. Like, just try to min cash.
Just try and min cash. Just do what you got to do. So
speaking of DK Metcalf, here he is.
Well, I'm going to
probably take Booty and then get Metcalf later.
So if we do Booty, we now have locked. We've now opened up a bunch of
Super
stuff.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Every Pat Super Bowl is on the table.
Yeah, we could take whatever.
Shady says it's a stretch, given that you had to ignore it in round one. Yes, but given that we ignored it in round one, it seems like you approve of our work.
I mean, it's just like, honestly, it's what it is it's more of a risk tolerance thing. You know what I mean? It is right. It is I don't want to go in that far below market on JSN, even if the sidekick is suggesting to me that is what is GTO.
It's a risk tolerance thing, and I'm taking the over position on the Seahawks to make the Super Bowl. Because if we upped their like team strength, or like we think they just like steamroll their way to the Super Bowl, half the time instead of a third of the time, I'm sure the sidekick would think differently about how to approach JSN. So that's another potential way you're IKBing it.
Yes. Now, this is my least favorite, is when he's telling me to take DK Metcalf when I've already got a complete team. Because like I might rather take Roma Dunze or Jaden Reed as an advance rate piece here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just like, we did it. Like, we did it. We've already achieved what we're looking to achieve. We have the Patriots full stack. We have JSN and Seahawks coming back. So it's just like, get through round one, right? What's the highest scoring pieces? We talked about the advance rate stuff, but we've done it. We unlocked the ability to just play like total boomers now.
Yeah. I was thinking I was thinking if I took Metcalf, it would maybe give me Darnold, actually. I don't want to take Tet and DK on the same team.
Let's take Tet.
We're gonna do it. It's just waving such a white flag. Although
it's not a white flag. This is a power position. We have the Pats Seahawks nuts. We literally have what?
You know what? That's true. And who took Sharps from us? Or Sharps
still here. He's still here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we should definitely take Sharps. Yeah,
we could add that, but it's like, hey man, get these high scoring wide receiver pieces before they're gone, and then we can come back and get Sharps or Demario Douglas or whatever else, and make that Super Bowl bet stronger. But like, we flip over Pats Seahawks Super Bowl and we're in the final. Think how much equity we have. We're like, dude, we're doing cartwheels with this team.
We have so much equity, bro. They don't even, dude. I just gotta fade AJ Barner for $1 million. Dude, I'm fading AJ Barner for $1 million.
Oh man.
Dude, if Hunter Henry just outscores AJ Barner, I'm starting a premium Substack, bro. And there AJ Barner does pop up, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that over DeMario.
Okay.
Because
I mean that's fine. Because yeah, sure.
You wanna talk about a guy that I've got way too much of, that I have zero belief in? Demario Douglas? None. No belief.
Demario Douglas is like either gonna have one of those weird games where he pops up and just like scores a 60-yard touchdown by catching a ball 13 yards downfield, but over the middle, and he runs for a score.
He had a couple of those.
It probably gets called back due to offensive pass interference because like Diggs breathed on a guy on the other side of the field.
I was gonna say okay, and I knew I didn't know. I thought it was gonna give us Sam Darnold once I took AJ.
Dude, this team's so sick.
Yeah, this one's really good. All right, so everyone, make a mental note. In fact, I'm gonna timestamp it right now. I'm gonna do 30-20. If this Pats Seahawks team wins, you have to split it with Kerrane. So we definitely will not forget this one.
This is one to remember. This is one to remember.
There you go. That was a really good one. So we got May, Hendo, JSN, Diggs, Henry, Ramondre, Ken Walker, Booty. Those beautiful, beautiful advance rate pieces of DK Metcalf and Tedroy McMillan with AJ Barner and Sam Darnold.
And look, we don't have any Rams and we don't have any Texans. So those advance rate pieces could be multiple week advance rate pieces. I understand that
dude, if the Rams lose to the Panthers.
Yeah, they would never lose to the Panthers. That would be impossible. I can't even imagine what that would look like.
This whole exercise is going to be like everything we thought we knew, everyone's teams. Like that would easily be the most chaotic result.
Yeah, most chaotic result. 101 has to be Panthers beating the Rams for sure.
Yeah. Like everything else like has contingency, but like there are 3 Rams tight ends getting drafted in every draft.
What I hope is that I'm actually hoping that Stafford wins the MVP and then the Panthers beat the Rams. I think that would be the funniest universe to live in because all of these
that'll teach those idiots.
Yeah. May just uses it as fuel and powers this team specifically to victory. That's my hope.
Yeah.
Crutches asked if Tet really is a high advance rate piece or high scoring piece. I think he is relative to like Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed, right? Like you feel a lot better about McMillan than the Packers wide receiver 3 or whatever. So that it's like what's left, and he's a pretty strong piece given how late we are in the draft.
Yeah, in the context of a 6-game NFL DFS slate, which is effectively what we're doing here, he's a pretty good play.
He's a pretty good play. Yeah.
Like, guess what, man? When you open up your salary cap DFS sims this weekend, you're not going to be recommended very much Kyle Williams or Demario Douglas by the computer.
Right. But even relative to those Packers guys, the non-Christian Watson ones, I think he's still.
Is this true? They don't announce MVP until February?
Even better. Let's have May win the Super Bowl and then Stafford can win MVP. Seems
well,
good.
that's very funny. I mean, this famously happened where Dirk Nowitzki got awarded MVP after losing a 1-8 matchup.
I like Nowitzki though, so that seems fine.
The We Believe Warriors, very very funny stuff from back in the day. MVP is during the Super Bowl week. That is so stupid. That is unbelievably dumb.
Could be very funny.
There's no part of you, Pat, that's just like, hey man, May will have another chance. Let's do Lifetime Achievement Award for Stafford.
None. No part of it. That's not the award.
Not even one part of you.
I hate that. I hate it so much. Win the MVP if you want to be MVP. Have the best season. Have the most valuable season. If you want to be the MVP, have the most valuable season. I mean, I've been on my position all year is that Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league, and it's his coach's fault that he's not going to win MVP. He should win MVP because he's better than May and better than Stafford, but his coaches are dumb enough.
If we're really defining it that way, shouldn't it really be Mahomes, whose team didn't score a touchdown after he got injured?
I mean, there is a component of success that I think generally factors in. Where you're saying most valuable team where we care that you were valuable is kind of what the award is.
I don't think I built any this way. Like it leaves you thin without a quarterback. Do you want to try and do Barkley Cook?
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any of these.
Yeah. The thing with May that I think that to me is like, it's just crazy. He leads the league in completion percentage and yards per attempt. like that. And watching, you know, I've watched like every snap. That's like it perfectly sums up what the experience of watching May is. He's like constantly completing passes, but also like not conservative. So it's just a very, very fun viewing experience. The schedule thing is like the most hilarious cope, which I guess it isn't cope because it's going to end up being the winning argument because the voters are, you know, buddies with Stafford. But it's never once been rolled out as the schedule's never been used as an MVP argument in either direction. And now it's like the argument. That's just very silly.
If I was voting, I would probably give it to May. But if Stafford wins, I'm not going to be upset because I'm a career achievement MVP award guy.
Yeah, I mean, like it bugs me that like Peyton Manning didn't win when Peterson won. And like Peyton Manning should have won, but they wanted to honor just an insane year from Peterson coming off a torn
before
ACL.
Offensive Player of the Year existed, or did Peterson win
I don't
both?
think so. I think Peterson, maybe Manning won Offensive Player of the Year. I really don't remember, but Peterson won MVP it was a very deserving year for Peterson, but of course, like as a running back, he just wasn't as valuable as Manning was. So I would have personally voted for Manning. And from a career perspective, I think that it sucks that Manning doesn't have that one more MVP. When you look at like the career, I think about it more like that way. Like it sucks to not get the MVPs. Like May's career achievement should include that he won the MVP in his second season because he was the most valuable player in his second season. So when you look back on his career and he's got however many MVPs, we should be counting this one. I think it's really, really silly to give a guy an MVP award by factoring in things that didn't happen in this season, which is what you're telling me you're doing if you're voting Stafford lifetime achievement. You're saying Stafford back in like 2012 was like really good and people didn't realize. I'm voting for MVP in 2025. Okay.
Stafford, I think, is probably a Hall of Famer.
And it would help to have an MVP. So yeah, you're trying to cap it. Yeah, that to me is like a really fraudulent way to do it. It should not factor in anything but this current season.
I will say I get annoyed with it in the NBA more than I would in the NFL because like legacy arguments are legacy arguments in hoops are even more acidic and even more achievement based than in the NFL because it's harder to contextualize the numbers across eras in NBA. So like Jokic, for example, is like probably like maybe like the fifth or fourth or third best player of all time. And the voters have twice now given someone else the MVP other than him, basically on the reverse of this. Basically on the reverse of saying, we don't want Jokic to have 5 MVPs.
This happens to like Mahomes and Brady and Manning, and someone was saying, I think that Peterson did deserve the MVP. I think it's like, that was such an awesome season. I think it's really cool that Peterson got an MVP for that. Mm-hmm. But it also sucks for Manning, who I think if it was Manning's, first year being good, right? If it was Manning breaking onto the scene with that season, he would have won MVP. But it's like the narrative around of like, oh, another good Peyton Manning season versus this like unbelievable running back season. We're going to give it to the running back because this happens so rarely. And Manning's, he's always Manning. He'll win another sometime later. But I am tilted by the like, don't worry, he'll win another one later arguments, which get thrown at Mahomes and get thrown at Brady and get Manning. Yeah, that's somehow already happening to May, even though he's like a second-year player. Like for all we know, May might suck next year.
Right.
I don't think so, but like this might be his only good year. We don't have any record of him being awesome every season. So I don't know. It's that part is kind of weird to me too. Like, oh, May's only 23. He'll get another. Like, will he? I don't know.
Yeah, like I think that May is like a totally deserved winner or whatever, but I'm not going to be mad about Stafford winning.
I think part of it for me is I think a lot about the like most valuable part, and like Stafford, if Josh Allen was on the Rams would be way better.
It's just like so I agreed with your argument that you made on ADP chasing about the Bills being much worse if Stafford was the quarterback, but I don't know if Allen he increases the floor of what they could do because of his rushing, but like Stafford is, I would say, probably like a better or similarly skilled and accurate thrower and probably a better decision maker, right? Like probably like a better
I don't think
processor.
so. I mean, I think they're both. I think Allen has become truly elite in terms of protecting the ball while also generating big plays.
I'm not disparaging him. I think like what Stafford is able to do post snap is insanely impressive.
Yeah, Stafford's very good. But like one way to put it is that if you look at EPA, Stafford and Allen are close currently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, who has the better situation? Not Allen.
Certainly not.
I think the part that I struggle with is like it's just not even that statistically, like looking at EPA. If you want to look at like some of the volume based stuff like touchdowns, because he's thrown a lot in near the red zone and things, and they've thrown a decent amount. If you want to look at some stuff like that, like more kind of volume based, Stafford does look really strong. If you look at things like, EPA, even EPA per game, not EPA per play, he's like fourth. He's fourth behind Jordan Love and Brock Purdy. So it's not like statistically, it's just not this like unicorn season from Stafford. Traditionally, you would award an MVP to Stafford because the Rams are like the 1 seed. Like this type of season would be more MVP because like, well, yeah, but the season was so impressive from a team perspective. We want to reward the quarterback on that team. But they're the 5 seed, so it kind of falls down for me there a little bit too. So I don't know. That's just like it also feels to me like people kind of decided Stafford was the MVP 3 weeks ago. And like back when we thought the Rams would probably win the 1 seed, and just like haven't updated for like the reality of like how the season closed, and then kind of use the Cardinals game to be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's still the MVP, don't worry. But like he didn't close strong. The team dropped off. I don't know.
I built a disgusting one here while we were arguing this because Jalen Hurts randomly went at the other turn, so I had no other possibility than to do what we did here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go for the one outer of the Green Bay Packers Houston Texans Super Bowl.
The other Stafford argument that I think would be very strong is if you're like, he carried this team. Like there was no one else and he completely carried the team, which obviously isn't true at all. The one narrative that I'm surprised people haven't used more for Stafford is the kind of like his back was hurt before the season. We weren't even sure if this dude was going to play, and he's like, he like soldiered on and like literally put the team on his back, by being out there at 37, which I guess kind of goes to the lifetime achievement thing. But I think that specifically, that is really impressive that we weren't sure if Stafford was going to be able to play this year. And then he turns in an incredible season.
And his offensive line is not that good. And Josh Allen has like this like crazy good offensive line.
Wait, whose offensive line is better?
Well, just we were comparing Josh Allen and Stafford's supporting cast.
Right.
Yeah.
His offensive line isn't amazing. I'll give him that. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, Mr. Brad saying, I don't mind if you don't timestamp this one. Did we get Stroud here? We didn't get Stroud.
Wait, no. I mean, we're waiting. We're waiting for him to come to it.
I actually don't mind this team at all.
No, I mean, this is what you do when you get boxed out at quarterback is you build a full stack of a team that's less likely to make the Super Bowl, but you have a very good projected Super Bowl lineup if you get lucky, right? I mean, like we literally had the example last year. What were the Commanders conference championship odds before the postseason? They would have been very low.
Right.
Wow, nothing like it. Does Luke Musgrave make more sense here? Does Luke 1, 2, 3? No, Romeo Dubs makes more sense. And look at that. I'll even click them in the sidekick.
Wow.
Like they like me too.
Wow. Look at that.
All right, let's Kerrane, you know what we should do? Let's fill out our bracket. Let's actually make these picks.
Dwalian says Stafford should win comeback player of the year for the preseason injury. What do you think about that?
Who is the favorite for comeback player of the year? What website can I actually fill out a bracket on?
I don't know.
There's got to be a way.
There used to be a good one that
here
was
we go.
very easy.
NFL.com. What was the one that Liam was doing it on?
I think that's called Bills to the SB.
CBS Sports NFL playoff bracket. That's what it looked like it was. No. I don't know.
Rivers. They're going to give it to Rivers. Yeah. That's
oh yeah.
Spelkowski said.
Well,
yeah.
what a trap shamockery that is. I mean, my goodness.
I know. Fraudulent. Just a bunch of fraudulent awards this year.
Okay.
All fraudulent.
All right, Kerrane. Let's do this.
Stafford has had a good season. I'm exaggerating slightly.
Okay. So let's fill out our bracket. Starting with, I don't know, who should we start with? Let's start with Steelers, Texans. You've got who?
Give me the Texans.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've got Texans. Then we've got.
There's got to be a bracket.
There's got to be a bracket maker.
Let's fill it. Bracket maker.
NFL bracket playoffs. Maker. Playoff matchup.
Playtronics.net. That's the one. It's toys.playtronics.net.
Playtronics. Here we go. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Chargers, Patriots.
Justin Herbert just does not get enough love. If you watch the games and just the throws he makes and behind the offensive line that now I know his stats aren't very good, but don't worry about that. Just watch him. I'll take the Pats here.
Yeah, give me the Patriots as well. Bills, Jags.
Give me the Jags.
You know what? I want to take the Jags. Isn't it just preposterous for the Bills to lose to the Jaguars in this game?
No.
We both had the Texans over the Steelers. Okay. Let's go NFC the other side. Packers, Bears.
I like the Packers, but this one's a toss up.
I like the Bears because
let's go Bears.
I think this is tell me
you would like an apology from me?
I'm gonna get the apology anyways. They won the division. They're the 2 seed. Here's my current Bears take. I think that because this is not a regular season game, Ben Johnson can't hold anything back. They have to play an optimized game plan. I don't think we see as listless of an offense in the first half as we've seen in some of these Bears games where it's just like, oh, Caleb's airmailing and they're running on 2nd and 8. Like I think we will see a closer to optimized version of the Chicago Bears in this game. And the freaking Packers. I mean, Kerrane, you've been over this all year. They are so deeply unserious, man. And they can't stop the run worth a shit. Their run defense is so bad.
Their run defense has gotten quite bad. Yeah, that's a good point. Which is a bad weakness to have against the Bears.
Bad weakness to have against the Bears. I'm taking the Bears. 49ers, Eagles.
Eagles. I just think the 49ers defense is too banged up.
So I agree with you. Obviously, I mean, I think everyone would universally agree that the 49ers defense is super banged up. What I would say is that it is very uncommon for the better, like, I think we can all agree the 49ers offense much better than the Eagles. And does it even help the Eagles to play against a bad defense? Can Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts and these guys even do anything here?
I still think that, like, physically, we're talking about good players. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and even Jacob would admit that Jalen Hurts is a top 30 quarterback in the league. So, I think we can say he can do something against a bad defense. I mean,
if the Eagles, I'll say this: if the Eagles do win, Saquon Barkley had like 137 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't think they're winning.
I think they could win through the pass against this defense too. To be honest,
but they don't do that though.
I think you need the 49ers to put up points against the Eagles. Because the Eagles want to win. The Eagles constantly are winning like 16-13 and stuff, right? And I don't know. I know the 49ers offense is really good.
I mean, before last week, the 49ers scored 42, 48, 37, 26, 20, 41, 26, 34. They were killing teams before last week.
They were, but this Eagles defense has been kind of, and it's not just the defense. It's like playing the Eagles has just sort of.
It's literally playing the Eagles. Like the Eagles, just like they suffer. They just sit on you, like your older brother just sitting on you, just not letting you do anything.
Yeah. Why are you hitting yourself?
I think of first off, I think the spread is too much. I think this would be a classic 3-point home favorite. It's 4.5. I know, and I do kind of. Another thing is, I wonder if the Eagles find the same thing that the Chiefs found last year, which is the first time they had to get out of first gear. They thought they'd just be able to do it, and then it turned out they were like, "Oh shit, we can't do it." Like, "Oh, I'm pressing the accelerator, and the car's not going any faster." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is my, and I like the Eagles a lot. For the playoff. And I think this game is obviously very close. I want to take the 49ers here.
I can't tell. Sure. I can't tell if the Eagles are a version of the Chiefs from a couple years ago where they like turn it on in the playoffs, or if they're a version of the Eagles from a few years ago where this is like miserable season just needs to end.
It's not miserable season that needs to end. This is not going to be, they're not going to let go of the rope and lose by 30 here. That would, like they did against Tampa Bay. It's not going to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the 49ers are very live in this game. I'd pick the Eagles here, but I'm fine with the 49ers.
All right. Rams over Panthers.
Rams over Panthers, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Texans, Broncos.
Texans, Broncos.
In Mile High. Give me the Texans. Give me the Texans, and I'll say the Texans for 2 reasons. First being that the Broncos are so set up to capitalize against teams that make mistakes on offense. Not really what the Texans are about to do. The Texans are happy to punt and then let their defense do the same thing. I mean, dude, we could be talking about a 10-7.
I was going to say 9. I was going to say 9-6.
What the Raiders and
there's 2 touchdowns in the game you just said. I don't know if we get that.
Yeah. And like the Texans offensive line is horrible. Obviously that's not good against the Broncos, but like these are like the Texans defense is actually better than the Broncos defense. And the Broncos defense is really good, but the Texans, there's all these graphs going around about how the Texans like don't do any disguises, no exotic blitzes. It's just their dudes beating your dude's ass, and the Texans defensive line wins. Like their win rate is insane.
That's exactly what it is. And the other thing is they win with the front 4. They get pressure with 4. And here's the thing. We talked about Bo Nix on ADP Chasing this morning. One of the things we didn't even mention because it's like so taken for granted is that he has an elite offensive line and he gets to play completely. Talk about who's not the MVP, right? This guy's in such a pristine situation. Not when he's playing the Texans, he's not. I think he's going to be under pressure without blitzing. He's not going to have guys wide open if he diagnoses the blitz. He's just going to be dealing with constant pressure from the front four, and Nix doesn't have to deal with that very often. So I think the Texans are kind of the team to beat the Broncos at home, and I think they can pull it off.
Yep. I'm completely with you.
I want Troy Aikman on this broadcast. I want him delighted by every punt. I want delighted. You got a punt here. A punt is not a turnover. You got to play.
A punt is not a turnover. You have to remember.
Quote. That's a direct quote from Troy.
I mean, that's insane. I can't.
It's crazy.
I can't.
A punt is not a turnover.
A punt is not a turnover.
Even though you literally turned the ball over to the other team.
Even though you literally gave the other team the ball, you have to remember that a punt is not a turnover.
Yeah. But and it's so old school, the front, and this is the meta back from the Brady days, from Aikman's days of getting pressure at the front four. That's like playoff football right there. So I would enjoy Aikman doing this.
A good drive ends in a kick. They're saying
a good drive ends in a kick. Yeah. Yes. Wow. What a who's that attributed to? Is that just like one of those?
I think that's just like a boomer maxim. Yeah, it's just like exists in the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think it was in on like a stone tablet.
It's in Deuteronomy, I think.
The Babylonians came up with that one.
An ancient cuneiform, actually.
It actually predates writing. There's hieroglyphics. Little dude.
Jags, Patriots. I'm gonna guess the Patriots are favored by 5 at home. Does that sound right?
I think less.
Okay.
I think it's Patriots by 2.
I agree. I obviously agreed that the Chargers are going to lose here. I think this is the game where we get it's too early for May. That just like this is the Josh Hines Allen is like getting pressure and Jacoby Myers is making plays and Parker Washington has like a really good punt return in the first half that sets up like a cheap, easy field goal. I think and maybe I'm just too Jags pilled in general, but like, I mean, Liam Cohen just has these dudes cooking. They can run the ball really well. They're getting Tootin back.
This is May ready to be Superman moment because the Patriots defense is not a Super Bowl caliber defense right now. And they should have Milton Williams, but it's still not quite there. And it's looked worse down the stretch.
The run defense has gotten markedly worse.
The run defense is a major concern. And obviously the Jags can run the ball really well. And they'll have Tootin, so they're going to be deep at running back. Obviously Etienne will be the starter and has played very well. But like they're going to be able to kind of hit them, kind of like the Bears are doing, where it's like you just if we want to run the ball like 40 times, we can, and that's a bad spot for the Patriots to be in. What if you're rooting for the Patriots here? I think you're looking at May attacking a pass funnel defense and a team that has not had a good success rate against the pass and just kind of consistently moving the ball. I would expect this game to be very high scoring and for May to like need to power the Patriots to victory here if they win. If you want to go the Jags, I'm fine with it. I'll tell you this. I'll pick the Texans over the Patriots if we do pick the Patriots, because I think the Texans are kind of a nightmare scenario for the Patriots given their offensive line issues. I think they can't protect. That's where I would be like, you're looking at May just running around and kind of not being able to put the team on his back as much because of the pass rush. So I think the Patriots lose here or the lose in the conference championship game with this bracket. But fine with going with the Jags here.
Look, it's a quarterback league, and that's why we have CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence in the AFC Conference Championship.
I tell you what, I'm taking the over on that Pats game though. Give me the over.
Yes. Yeah. Should be a fun game. All right. We've got 49ers and Seahawks. We just saw this game play out 8 days ago. It did not go well for the 49ers against the Seahawks. I want to pick the 49ers so bad here. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. That Seahawks game was a just ass whooping. They won at like every level, and with like a little bit better execution on offense, they could have had them dead to rights against the 49ers. I want to take the 49ers here. I can't. I think this is Seahawks over 49ers.
I kind of want to take the 49ers here too, and I kind of think they could do it, in part because Seattle's offense isn't scary enough to take advantage of.
They're going to score 17 points here.
Yeah, they're going to score 17. So, like, what I worry about, I think the Eagles are a much tougher matchup for the 49ers and than the Seahawks in some ways, because the Seahawks don't, like, I know the Eagles don't really even seem to want to score points either. But look, if they make the conference championship game, it's because these two teams go too conservative against them. And they are able to put up points. I'm going to say the 49ers here. This is where Darnold melting down at home week 1, and round 1 for him. I'm going to take the 49ers.
All right, you talked me into it. Bears and the Rams. So this is a bad matchup for the Bears because the Rams have a very good pass rush. The run defense is okay. It's not like they don't have you wouldn't look at it either way and be like, oh, they're terrible or they're really good. But the Stafford is unlikely. I mean, unless he comes out and he's Falcons game Stafford, then the Bears are going to win by 1 billion because the Bears are so opportunistic. But on defense, in terms of like yards per play, the Bears are bottom third in the league in everything. They just generate all these turnovers.
No, the defense you have to give to the Bears, but this is the playoffs, man. You want the better quarterback, so I think I'm going Bears here.
All right, send it. Bears.
No, I'm kidding. That's purely a bit. I think the Rams. That's purely a bit.
All right. We've got the I think this is true. Honestly, I just think they didn't take the Falcons seriously. I think that was just totally like a let's just come in and dick around game.
He says, "Ban Pat, I got him." Let's see. No way, ban Pat.
No way, ban him.
I am Rams here.
All right. So we have Jags Texans. These two teams played. Honestly, I don't even really remember these games in the regular season. Let us go re-educate ourselves.
I don't even remember either of the games.
All right, first game, a 17-10 Jacksonville win. Trevor Lawrence
early in the year.
So Stroud was just awful in this game. 204 yards. They had nothing going on the ground. Nico had a good game. No one else did anything.
Okay.
So basically, it was just the Texans just could not score any points. Oh my God, it was the Davis Mills. The other game was the Davis Mills game.
Right.
This
is why I don't
lose
remember.
36-29. So Parker Washington touchdown, Parker Washington punt return. The Texans get a field goal, and the Texans score right at the end of the half to make it 20-10. ETN scores again. Jaden Higgins scores. Dalton Schultz scores. 14-yard touchdown run. And then at the, I guess at the end, they tried to do a lateral, and then so they won with a buzzer beater Mills rushing touchdown. Is what happened. And then this touchdown at the end was on a hook and lateral play. Davis Mills, 292 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Woody Marks, shocker, still sucked. Lawrence only threw 23 times. Trevor Lawrence.
Give me the Texans here, man. Give me the Texans. This is when Lawrence turns into a pumpkin.
This feels like the Lawrence pumpkin game.
Yeah.
All right.
AZ Card's asking if we get a discount on the sidekick after seeing your picks. My picks aren't in the sidekick. That's my promise to you. These are we're using math.
We're using math.
We're using the team strength of these teams. That's not based on my picks. So don't worry about that. We're just having fun.
And then I assume, I mean, this is going to be a great game. If this is the NFC Conference Championship game, this is going to be the game of the fucking year. This is going to be as good as it gets. If
these
somehow
two get up for playing each other,
oh my god, every McVay Shanahan game, go look at it historically. They're all bangers. They are all bangers, dude. I mean, let's just go look at the games this year. So the game, and I mean, these teams have played in the conference championship before. So what am I looking for? Rams. So this was the 26-23 Mac Jones overtime winner. The 49ers laid the Rams laid the wood the other time they played. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 to Adams, 1 to Puka, 1 to Parkinson. This was another Mac Jones, and Mac Jones was awesome in this game. The defense just couldn't do anything. 33 for 39.
I remember I wrote this game up, and I was like pretty worried about Mac Jones's ability to handle the Rams defense. And on our pod, Reeves was saying, like, dude, these teams just like they go at each other. Like Mac will be fine. Like they're good. Both these teams are putting up points. So yeah, Mac was good. He was good in this game.
Wow, another wild card versus wild card matchup that would be first in NFL history. Well, I mean, look, we've been saying since we started analyzing these playoffs that this is the most wide open a playoff has been in. Like, think about this.
This would be the year, right?
This is the first. This will be the first year that. This will be the first year in 7 years that Mahomes has not been in the AFC Conference Championship game, and it will be the first time in. God, I mean, a lot of years that it was not Brady or Mahomes. A lot of years where it was no Brady or Mahomes.
Yeah,
and I think, God, I saw something the other day. It's like it would have been. It's like 25 years since it's not been Mahomes, Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger. None of them.
Yeah, well, we'll just tack May on there, and it'll keep rolling for another 20 years.
Yeah, there you go. First time since 2010, no Brady, no Mahomes, and even 2010 was Roethlisberger.
Wow. Allen is the best quarterback left, and his team sucks. Anyone can get there.
This is honest. It's honest to God what I agree with is I think any of the AFC teams other than the Steelers and the Chargers can make the Super Bowl.
And, sorry, the Steelers, Panthers, and the Chargers?
On the AFC side. On the AFC
side. Any team but the Chargers on the AFC side. Yes.
Any
team but the Chargers on the AFC side and the Steelers, obviously. Yeah.
Yes. I think that, Burrow played the Rams. So I was saying AFC Conference Championship. So Burrow played the Chiefs 4 years ago. The Chargers definitely cannot. I'm sorry, bro. They are 31st.
Line, man.
Yeah, they're 31st in run block grade and 32nd in pass block grade. It doesn't have anything to do with Harbaugh. It doesn't have anything to do with Herbert. It's they are playing like people off the street on offensive.
They could beat the Pats. I don't think that's. I mean that's very. I mean, you look at the line. It's very live. But then they go to Denver. I think they're in real trouble. The Broncos are sort of built to beat the Chargers right now. And then even if they pull off that upset, they're probably facing the Texans or the Jags or the Bills. And yeah, give me all those teams over them. The Bills defense is bad enough that maybe their path is actually getting the Bills in the conference championship game. This kind of like quarterback duel, which since the Bills defense is bad, that's probably their path is actually against the Bills. I think the other defenses are good enough. I'd be just really worried about them winning 3 straight.
Yeah, I agree.
They get the Texans. They're in real trouble.
Okay. Rams 49ers.
I think you got to go Rams here. I mean, the defense for the 49ers, this is where like the Rams are. They've got McVay, they've got Puka, they've got Adams, they've got a solid offensive line. Quarterback plays fine. I just think it's strong enough that they'll put up points here. I wouldn't. Quarterback plays whatever, but it'll be good enough.
It'll be good enough.
Like, no, I mean, guys, like, this is like you don't worry about a game plan not built to take advantage of this defense. Like McVay is going to have the right game plan here, and obviously Stafford is cooking. So I think they would win this game.
I mean, I think they would too. Like, honestly, I'll tell you my hopium. So, and then let's pick the Rams to win. So we get the Rams there. They're Santa Clara. This is my hopium. That's my hopium. Is that the Chicago Bears?
What hopium? This is hurting my eyes.
That's my hopium. There is a glare. It's coming off of Caleb Williams' fingernails. That's the glare. And honestly, if I'm just hoping, if I'm pure wish casting, this is what I hope the Super Bowl is. I hope it's Jags Bears.
What? Why? Oh, I guess it's better than Texans Bears. That's better than Texans.
Jags Bears is just a super fun, like, young quarterbacks who are just like, I mean, talk about two guys who are going to be overawed by the moment. Like, there's going to be, if this is the Super Bowl, first off, the total is going to be about 54.5. And there is going to be one throw from each of the quarterbacks that looks like a high school quarterback throw. Like, you're going to be like, what is Trevor Lawrence trying to accomplish right there? There'll be, yes, it is. It's such a Madden Super Bowl. This is a
Madden Super Bowl. That's a great way to put it.
It's such a Madden Super Bowl.
Question on Lawrence. And maybe it's fair to say now, but at what point is he no longer a young quarterback? Is he a year away? Is this his last year being a young quarterback?
He's 20. He's 27.
He's 26. Yeah.
Yeah. Give him another year.
Give him another year. Okay. All right. We can give him another year.
Like, dude, I just woke up one day and Mahomes was 30. Like, I was in my head for a while. I was like, oh, Mahomes is a pretty young quarterback. And no, he's not.
Because you kind of move right around this. You go from young to in your prime. Caleb, obviously young. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
But at some point, Lawrence, not so young. Second contract, right?
Lawrence is the same age as Tyler Shuck. So.
Well, it tells you more about Shuck than Lawrence.
I'll tell you that honestly, like, we picked the Texans in these games. I hope the Texans lose in round 2 to the Jags or to whoever. I mean, I do not want to see the Texans playing multiple postseason games, but
I kind of do, in a way where I enjoy the challenge that the Texans will get. Like, to me, the team I don't want to see much of is the Broncos. They're the one score win thing. It's like I don't find them very fun to watch. I just don't think the Broncos are very fun. Peyton's doing all sorts of weird stuff constantly on offense. The defense is very good, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Broncos.
I agree. And it's like, I think a lot of it for us is fantasy football based, where, like, the way they do their offense is so annoying, where it's like everything is in a package. You've got your like, Jaleel McLaughlin shows up, Lil Jordan Humphrey is involved. You're like, Michael Bandy, isn't Michael Bandy like a Chargers practice squad wide receiver? Right. Why is he here? Riley Moss is like always getting defensive pass interference and then complaining about it on defense. And you're like, come on, dude, like, enough. Right. I'll say this: the Steelers are sneaky fun in a way that, like, they just, like, Rodgers might throw 57 passes in a game. Like, he might just be like, and watching Aaron Rodgers dirt a pass and then yell at the intended receiver. It's always very fun.
I was telling, because Brittany and I were watching the Ravens game. She hasn't watched much of the Steelers this year, and I was like, just kind of cluing her in on where Rodgers was at this point in his career, and just like being like, so he blames everyone every time there's an incomplete pass, and then it, like, literally cut to him, like, cursing out a receiver when he dirted the ball. It is entertaining in a way, but I don't know. I think if they drew the Pats, who they actually have beaten because the Pats fumbled away that game, I think they could maybe pull it off. If they drew the Bills, who beat them handily because the Bills went super run heavy against them and it worked, but Bills would go overly conservative. Like, I don't know. The Texans is such a tough draw for them because of how good the defense is, and specifically how good the pass rush is without needing to blitz. Like that, the way that Rodgers looked against the Browns is how I expect him to look this week against the Texans. Maybe that's overly pessimistic for him. Maybe he's got a little bit more left in the tank, but I don't know, man. I struggle to see it against this defense. This is like a really, really tough draw for Aaron Rodgers.
I think the difference between the Broncos and the Texans is that, I mean, I think Stroud is probably just a little bit better of a decision maker than Nix. Like Nix is way more likely to throw like a "what are you doing" pick six than CJ Stroud is.
I think Stroud is a significantly better quarterback than Bo Nix. And I mean, I think that it's backed up by the stats, especially if you look at success rate. It's also backed up the fact that one of them has a crappy offensive line and one of them has the best offensive line in the league. And the one with the crappy offensive line is slightly better statistically as far as like EPA per game and much better in success rate. So I just think give me the better quarterback there. And honestly, the Texans defense is better than the Broncos defense. It's close, but Texans defense I think is the best. Seahawks. Texans and Seahawks are like kind of tier one to me.
Yeah. I think that's right. All right. You want to do one more?
Yeah.
Now that we got that out of our system.
I do. Yeah. I mean, the Rams winning the Super Bowl, I still think is the most likely outcome. Even with
just going through that exercise though, it made me feel even more staunch, in my opinion, that basically any outcome in any of these games is possible. That I just I'm not gonna be surprised if I wake up to a Packers Texans Super Bowl. I'm gonna be like, sure, whatever.
I think Texans and Jags remain the most underrated Super Bowl teams, potential Super Bowl teams, and I think I like both more than the market because the way the Jags have come on offensively, I think is really impressive, and they get the Bills and then probably the Pats, and both defenses have been bad recently. So, and the Bills have been bad all year, but the Pats defense, as we talked about, has gotten worse. Maybe they're better with Milton Williams back, but I think it's probably more than a one-player thing. So you could look at them just like rolling up points. And then they probably play the Broncos or maybe the Texans, and then it gets trickier. But I think they're very live. And then the Stroud is really interesting because people act like he's bad and has had a bad year. And like, let me pull up the EPA for this year because he's had a good year. Like, I know he's not like fun to watch, but like statistically, he's had a strong season, and it's behind a bad offensive line. So I think Stroud is becoming one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the league. Here, let me share this. Can I share? What can I share here? I need to share window. Okay, here we go. So this is the EPA chart. You can't actually see Drake May because Davis is hiding him.
Because he's so far up to the right.
You can't see. Yeah, you can't see Matthew Stafford either. But we don't need those guys for this point. Stroud is just above Trevor Lawrence.
He's right next to Jared Goff.
Bo Nix over here with Caleb Williams and stuff. His success rate significantly worse than I was saying. EPA is pretty close. But yeah, I mean, it's like Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, pretty similar. Slightly better than Caleb. But the offensive line difference between Stroud and Nix is obviously huge. And then the perception difference on these quarterbacks is also huge, but in Nix's favor, it feels like, where he's like treated as he's had a really strong season and Stroud has had a weak season. But Stroud's had the better year. It started really poor, and he's been better since. So, and he also missed some time. So it's not like some incredible year from Stroud, but I don't know. Stroud gets a lot of disrespect, and I think he's a good quarterback.
I think he's fine.
I think he's good. He's not like great, but I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not like his biggest fan in the world, but yeah, he's fine. All right.
He's like 12th best quarterback. Yeah.
But so Josh is off the board. Do you still take Cook when Josh is off the board?
I sometimes do and I sometimes don't is the answer. I mean, we can do another JSN if you want to.
Let's do another JSN and let's see if we can get Shady's gold star again. Yeah,
Stroud's biggest problem is he's too good as a rookie. Okay.
I've seen people get really mad about this collusion, but then the DK game integrity team canceled the draft that everyone was mad about. So I'm much less in a fury.
Just keep contacting him if you see stuff like that, because
yeah,
I've seen people throw around some other ones, but yeah.
You know, and at a certain point, like, you know, that's just the way she goes. All right, JSN. Adams is being tossed here, so Adams kind of ends up being an advance rate piece. Do you want to do that?
Right.
Do you want to do May? Do you want to do Kerrane? What do you want to do?
How do you feel about Adams in round 1?
Feel fine about Adams in round 1.
Okay, that'd be fine with Adams.
So, as we're drafting this, I guess we need to be thinking, how do we advance a Seahawks team? I probably won't do the $500 biggest mitten. I just did my big mitten yesterday, and I got a full Rams onslaught. So
nice,
happy with that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Do you do your? Are you doing the biggest or the bigger mitten?
I haven't done any of the big mittens yet. I'm still trying to get my gauntlet stuff in. And my DK Millie team's done. So I probably will do some of them. In all honesty, like, this is a game I kind of want just like more shots on goal with, and like the higher stakes stuff. It's like I just want volume, you know. So
it's
I probably will do it, but
it's such a combos game, and it is such a like variance game. Like, I would say, like, if regular season best ball is no limit hold'em, playoff is like PLO, where it's just like, I don't know, man, you're gonna have to play a lot of hands to scoop big pots. Is kind of the way it goes. All right, so then Hurts as an advance rate piece is there. ETN
Hurts is
there.
to get us a Darnold. If we want to play Seahawks, Hurts is the move. But you could also go ETN here and play through the Jags. I'm kind of into.
I like ETN because then we're going to be thin at running back points, assuming we take one of Walker or Sharps or maybe both. So ETN gives us some round 1 running back points. He's got that good matchup against the Bills, which we like. And then this guy's going to take Hurts. But if he doesn't, what we can do is we could just take a bunch of advance rate guys round 1. And
I would also note we have an Allen Stafford Collins team in this room.
Yeah.
So who knows what that dude's doing?
So who knows? I mean, he could literally just be auto drafting. So yeah. So Jacobs is up there, which then sets up the Packers stuff.
We could take Lawrence and do that. We could take Hurts as an advance rate to go to the Seahawks.
Let's just, you know what? Let's just take Lawrence, because again, after doing that exercise, Jags can make the Super Bowl, baby.
Jags can make the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's sort of, do you want to play Jags Super Bowl or Seahawks Super Bowl? And Hurts is kind of playing Seahawks Super Bowl because he gives you that bye week cover.
I think I want to do. Well, I mean, Jags Seahawks Super Bowl, right?
We're doing Jags Seahawks, but I'm saying if you play Hurts, then you're kind of doing more like you might be getting into. You could end up doing a full Seahawks and not even worry about the Jags, really.
Yeah. You're getting into well, what it would end up being is you would end up backdooring one of the NFC teams or the Chargers or something to complete your Super Bowl.
This guy over here in the one hole's tilted as hell.
Yeah, I have noticed this as well, is that people are just starting to like we are getting the people who are getting like the promo notification in the DK app and they're just firing.
They're firing. Yeah.
They're firing. You know, you guys look. You guys want to grow the game. You want to have $1 million to first place. You're gonna get sniped on Matt Stafford sometimes. It's the way she goes. Oh yeah, this guy's tilting. This the Puka Kyron Hendo drafter taking Caleb and Nix. He's tilting.
Do you think we lost Liam as a subscriber when we didn't pick the Bills to win in round 1?
No, I think
Go Easy Cards is asking.
Personally, I think that Liam loves everyone saying the Bills can't win a game that they're favored by 1.5 points in, because he will
he gets to victory lap when they do.
Dude, he like, if the Bills win the Super Bowl, he is going to be able to do a lot of dunking.
Yeah, I'm not real worried about it, but I suppose, that's true.
Dude, look, if the freaking Texans can make the Super Bowl, then the Bills can make the Super Bowl.
Bills can make the Super Bowl, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know. They would be a dog to the Rams, to the 49ers.
For sure. That would be fun. I mean, Bills in the Super Bowl, like from a viewing experience, would be very fun.
Let's take Myers over Jacobs.
Sure.
And if it still wants us to take Jacobs, we can, but we might have put our thumb on the scale here.
It still wants Jacobs.
Which is because we're trying to advance. We're trying to advance a Seahawks team, which makes sense.
Right. When you don't have your first round pick,
yeah,
points become a little bit more of a priority.
Yeah. It's very hard to get a Seahawks team.
He left us Jacobs by going Love Watson. That's interesting.
All right. Well, nothing like another, man. I'm gonna be watching. Yeah, really good Trevor pick in hindsight after seeing Caleb, Nix, Purdy, and Love all go by pick 30.
Right. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling we were in a
starve the beast.
The one hole was screwed. So I think he was just like, all right. I don't know why he went double quarterback like that, because he doesn't have any Broncos.
I've noticed the Broncos really falling, like Harvey and Sutton and Franklin. Like you can get like Franklin and Pat Bryant in like round 12 a lot now.
Yeah. Well, that's because they're kind of splitting a role.
This is totally true that there's not been nearly as much 2 quarterback, because again, we just did the exercise. Who would you even say is the prohibitive Super Bowl favorite right now?
The Seahawks are, they're not prohibitive. No one's prohibitive.
I was going to say, what are the Seahawks odds right now versus what the Eagles were last year or what the Chiefs were 2 years ago?
I can actually pull that up.
I was going to say, like, I remember Kansas City being like plus 180 to win the Super Bowl at one point, like 2 years ago, like absurd.
So, grain of salt here, because I didn't update these like constantly, but I had it last year. I had the Lions were 44% to make the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs were 42%. This year the Seahawks are 36 and the Broncos are 30.
That's a huge difference. My God, I mean, that is like that's like multiple standard deviations of difference.
In 2023, the 49ers were 55% and did make the Super Bowl.
And
the Ravens were 44.
Oh yeah, I remember people loved the Ravens that year.
Brian Thomas here.
Yeah.
2022, Philly was 48%, KC was 44%.
And then that was the Super Bowl.
2021 might be kind of similar. Green Bay was 34% and KC was 33%.
And the Chiefs lost to the Bengals, and the Packers lost early.
That's right. They lost round 1, right?
They lost round 1.
I remember they lost it. Yeah, they lost at home
to the 49ers.
They went really conservative to the 49ers. Yeah. Man.
Dude, losing a snow home game to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Pretty rough.
We should have never let Aaron Rodgers off the hook.
Rams were 16% that year. Cincy was 11%. So it would be kind of equivalent of like one of these like the Jags or the Texans, because I have the Jags. Oh no, I'm on the wrong tab. I have the Jags as 14, Texans as 18, Bills is 17, Philly is 19, New England is 19, Chicago is 10, Green Bay is 9. So it'd be it's someone from 2 teams from that range playing each other. It would be similar back to when the Bengals and the Rams played.
All right. We did get Shady to co-sign taking Darnold.
Beautiful.
And now I'm really hoping the next pick is Sharbs.
Yes. The Sims are in your brain, dude.
Dude, the
we
Sims
got him.
Dude,
we finally broke
Sims,
down the wall.
The Sims are in my head. The Sims are in
my
head. Disgusting.
Charbonnet goes.
Rashid Shaheed ass team. AJ Barner ass team.
Marks is helpful, right? For Seahawks Super Bowls.
He's so helpful in theory, and then 7.2 points or whatever.
Get ready for this. No, it's fine. I have Woody Marks going against the Seahawks defense.
I mean, it's just so funny that the Texans would even draft this player knowing that CJ Stroud doesn't like to check down, because it's like, right. What are you hoping? The Texans should have taken Manungai or even someone like Scadaboo if you wanted someone who could do
Ollie
both.
Gordon.
Ollie Gordon. What is Woody Marks even doing on this roster?
I don't know, man. Was he a 3rd round pick?
Dude, no, brother. They traded multiple future thirds to take him in the 4th round.
That's what it was. Okay. But he went after Scadaboo and Tootin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At least they didn't take him over those
dudes. A real Isaac Tesla ass pick.
Whew. Man, this guy to the 1 hole is just in shambles.
He's better hope he better hope the sidekick doesn't tell us to take Manungai.
I actually missed that he had Burden and Swift, so he did better than I thought. My apologies. I won't apologize to Caleb Williams. I'll apologize to the Caleb Williams team in this draft.
We simply will not apologize to Caleb Williams ever. All right. Well, don't mind if I do take a little Byshell Tootin.
Let's go.
I do miss the days of people taking the guys who are not in the postseason. Wow. I was gonna say, why does he want me to take Higbee?
Herbert's, I guess, to help cover Darnold in case Lawrence doesn't have a good week 1. But
let's take Shaheed. We've already committed.
All right.
Bang. All right. Trevor Lawrence, ETN, JSN, Devontae Adams, Brenton Strange, Kobe Myers, Josh Jacobs, Brian Thomas Jr., Sam Darnold, Woody Marks, Byshell Tootin, Rashid Shaheed. New contests launched everywhere for playoff best ball. They just did a new $12 single entry, and DraftKings is basically launching a $5 best ball every single day because it's filling up really quick. There's only like 12,000 entries. So Kerrane, if someone wanted to hop in those waters and they wanted the sidekick to help them, where could they get it?
They could get it at legendaryupside.com/sidekick. And we have a yearly subscription. Obviously, if you're signed up for the monthly, it's only going to cover you here for a few days, but the yearly option covers a full 12 months. So you'd have all of next year. Well, not all, but most of next year's playoff best ball. In addition to the pre-NFL draft playoff best ball contests like the big board, and then all of the summer best ball contests are all under the same subscription package. So if you draft 10 months, that works out to about $50 per month. If you draft like 6 months with the yearly subscription, it works out to about $83 a month. So that's one I would encourage you to think about if you are interested in getting the last week here of playoff best ball, because you'd get a ton more drafting content, drafting value out of it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's, I will say, for someone like me, very useful tool. It's been very, very useful to guide me, to have
keeps you on the rails a little,
putting his hand on my shoulder. I just find it most useful to basically do what we just did right there, which is I basically am saying, hey, this is what I want to do in this draft. How can I execute the highest possible EV version of this team?
I like using it that way too. I mean, we built it so that if you are just taking the top recommendation, it will be good teams. But the other way to do it is, if you kind of disagree with some of the like if you're just like, I hate the Packers, I'm not taking Packers. If you take Bears, it'll help you build really plus EV Bears teams. So kind of both options are built to be valid.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, I do have a lot of site credits on the Green Bay Packers, Steve. You are correct. And the Bears, honestly. So playing both sides and I come out great either way. All right, everyone. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for daily fantasy football videos, and I will be back